In example 2, we need to multiply the following fractions. Multiplying fractions is pretty easy. You just go straight across, the numerator times the numerator and the denominator times the denominator. Often what trips up students is the simplifying part. So I'll show you a couple different ways to do this first problem. You can either use cross-canceling, or you can just go ahead and multiply everything and then figure out how to simplify that later. Let's try that last one. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 7 is 21. And that's really it. Just multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. This fraction's okay, but it's not in simplest terms or simplest form. So what we need to do is we need to figure out if there's a number that we can divide both 6 and 21 by. And if we can, we should. So I'm noticing the factors of 6 are 2 and 3, other than 1 and 6. And also 21 has a factor of 3, but not 2. So we can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 3 in this case. And we should for a final answer. It's up to you whether you do that in the middle of a problem or not. It's often a good idea when you're working with a value just to leave it in the middle, but this time we're going to do 6 divided by 3 here for our final answer, and then 21 divided by 3 would be 7, and this is the simplest form of 6 over 21. Notice how 2 has factors of 1 and 2, 7 has factors of 1 and 7, so if we ignore the 1, because dividing by 1 wouldn't change anything, these two do not share, the numerator and denominator do not share any factors, and that's what we want in our simplest form. Let's try this one. 1 times 2 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15. So this one worked out kind of well. We don't have to really do any kind of simplifying or anything like that. You can cross cancel, but in this case 2 over 5 wouldn't be simplifiable, if that's even a word. And then 1 and 3 would also not be able to be simplified, so 2 over 15 is it. We can check that here. 2 over 3 can't be simplified, negative 2 over 5 can't be simplified. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and then I have a positive on the bottom, so I'll just write that negative sign out front. So we've got 4, then 5 times 3 is 15. You'll note the factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. 15 would be 1, 5, and 3, and other than 1, they don't share any factors, so this one's fully simplified. Here 1 over 8 can't be simplified, 3 over 4, 1 over 4 can't be simplified, and 3 over 8 can't, so we can just do 1 times 3, and then 8 times 4, which is 32. Simplest form. And I was hoping that one of these would work out where we have to do some cross cancellation, but it seems like they don't. So let's try that actually with this one. I want to show you how that looks. You might have noticed that 3 over 3 could be simplified. So if we divide each one of those by 3, that's a 1, and that's a 1. As long as you're multiplying, and there's nothing else funky going on here, like adding or subtracting or anything like that. Even if there's a negative sign in here, you'd still be multiplying, you'd be fine. You don't want to do this when you're adding or subtracting fractions, though. But you can cross-cancel. So we can look at 3 over 3 as a fraction and see if we can simplify that. 2 times 1 is 2, and then 1 times 7 is 7. So you're kind of doing a little simplifying, or you're doing your simplification first, sort of, and then you're going to just multiply straight across, and then you'll wind up with the same answer. And if you cross cancel as much as you can and see if there's any common factors there, then you will wind up with a fraction in simplest form.